Good morning everyone. Welcome to the YouTube channel of Little Flower School Raptinagar. I am Amit Kumar, your computer science teacher, and this is your 12th video lecture for class 12th A and 12th B. In our 10th lecture, we have started chapter number 2, computer hardware. And in this chapter, we have discussed about plenty of things, like we have discussed about hardware, we have discussed about logic gates, elementary and other logic gates, and then we have seen combinational circuits, how to form combinational circuits with help of logic gates, in which we have made half adder, full adder, we have made encoder, decoder and multiplexer. In today's video lecture, we are going to understand about two major concepts of this chapter, and that will be the last two concepts from this chapter. These are, the first concept that we are going to understand today is about applications of multiplexer. So we will study where and how we can utilize multiplexer in real life other than those multiplex. And the second thing that we are going to study today is about universal gates. Today we will realize why NAND gate and NOR gate are known as universal gate, and we will also see how we can form different other gates with help of NAND gate and NOR gate. So if you are having any kind of doubts, in the description given below there is a link provided to you in which you can submit your queries, which I will raise in the next lecture. And there is one more link over there, that is your school's website, from where you can download your notes and of course your exercise questions. So without wasting any time further, let's proceed with today's topic. So what we are going to discuss today, the first topic itself is application of multiplexer. Now what is an application of a multiplexer? Where do we use a multiplexer? So we will realize its use if we will realize its definition. If you remember, from the definition of multiplexer only, I told you that it is used to select one of the given input. Multiplexers are also known as MUX. Okay, we also write them as MUX, MUX. Okay, let's get back to the definition. I told you that multiplexers are combinational circuits which are used to select a specific input out of the given inputs. So we can say that multiplexers can be used in all those places where we have to choose a single or we have to choose one out of many. Okay. So I will name some examples. In your examinations they may ask you about these applications, but I will show you one example which you are mostly familiar with, that is your remote control. Yes, your television remote control. Okay, if you know, in a television there are plenty of channels that are available to you, but at a time you can see only one of the channel, and through that remote you select that specific channel. So one of the application of multiplexer can be in that remote, okay, to select a specific channel out of the given channels. So let me show you how it will be implemented. For a while, let's suppose, do you remember the block diagram of multiplexer? Okay, there will be input lines here, and there will be selection lines here, and there will be one output line. Now let's suppose there are 4 channels already, or 3 channels already, there are 8 channels available to us. I am not taking much, only 8. Okay, there are 8 channels available to us, and let's name them as C1, C2, C3, like that. Okay, C6, C7 and C8. These are the 8 channels, and this is an output channel. Let it be OC. So we will have some selection lines, and if you remember from my last lecture, how many selection lines will be there? I told you for 2 to the power of n input, if there are 2 to the power of n input options, then there will be n selection lines. Okay, now how you are going to calculate this? For example, 8 input options. So can you represent 8 in 2 to the power of something? Yes, we can. We can write 8 as 2 to the power of 3. So what is the value of n now? 3. So how many selection lines will be there? 3 selection lines. Okay. So there are 8 channels over here. So how many selection lines you need To choose a specific channel out of the 8, we need 3 selection lines. Now let's name them as S0, S1 and S2. Now, according to the given value of S0, S1 and S2, any one of the channel would be selected. Now suppose I have entered S2 as 1, S1 as 1 and S0 as 0. So it is 1, 1, 0, which is actually if it is represented in octal, so this is a binary number. If it is represented in octal, so that will be an octal of 6. That means out of these given channels, which channel will be selected? Okay, so it would be better if you name them from 0. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because in 8 digits, or sorry, in octal numbers, you start with 0, right? So that's why I am starting with 0. So instead of giving them channel numbers like C1, C2, we should have given them as C0, C1. That would be easier to understand. Okay, now let it be. So when I will enter 1, 1, 0 in S2, S1 and S0 respectively, of course 6 is the value, so this will be the selected channel. Okay, so what will be the output channel? Output channel will be C6. Now can you tell me what will be the output channel if I specify 1, 0, 0? Okay, of course you know 1, 0, 0 is binary of 4. So hence when we will pass 1, 0, 0 in these selection lines, definitely channel 4 will be selected. So what output we will get on the television? That time we will get channel number 4. So according to the selection lines, a specific input is selected as output. So one of the use I told you is in your television channel selector or your remote control. There are a few other uses. Okay, most of the uses that I am going to tell you are still there, except one. Maybe it is used somewhere, but not at large scale now. That is telephone exchange. Okay, where from where actually a specific line is selected. Okay, depending upon the number which is dialed. So in telephone exchange, it is being used in data transmission when data is transmitted from one place to another or from one platform to another. There also it is used in routing or routing. That is a concept of data networking, and parallel to serial conversion. When you will study computer system architecture, there you have to transfer signals, and there you will study that signals are transmitted serially or parallelly. So when you want to convert a parallel signals to serial signals, there also you use multiplexer. So television channel selector, I have shown you an example also through a 8x1 multiplexer. Other than that, telephone exchange is a good example, parallel to serial conversion in computer system architecture or simply system architecture. So that was about application of multiplexer. The next topic that we are going to start today is about universal gates. I told you. So the first universal gate that we are going to see, actually we will work with two universal gates, that is NAND gate and NOR gate. Okay, we know NAND is actually combination of and not. Okay, we know that. And what is general output of a NAND gate? If input is A and B, then if input is A and B, then a NAND gate will give you this, A and B whole complement, or you can say it as A complement or B complement. Okay, this is what you are going to get. Now with the help of De Morgan's law, actually we can implement other elementary gates with the help of NAND gate. That means if you want, you can implement a NOT gate, an OR gate, an AND gate with help of a NAND gate. So let's see that. Let's see how we are going to do that. The first gate that we are going to see is a NOT gate. Okay, if we talk about a NOT gate and input is A, definitely what will be the output of NOT gate? A complement. Now how we are going to implement that with the help of a NAND gate? So because we need to pass only one input, but the first question itself arises that NAND gate accept more than one input. How can we pass a single input to a NAND gate? because NAND gate operates on two input values, at least two input values. So what we will do, we will actually pass the same input as two different inputs. For example, A we will pass 2 times to this NAND gate. Okay. Now can you guess what will be the output over here? We will see, if you will pass A, then this input will be A and this input will be A. So the output will be A and A whole complement. A and A whole complement. And if you will solve it according to De Morgan's law, if you will apply De Morgan's law, you can simply write A and A is A. Okay, I am going to write it two ways. A and A is A, and its whole complement will give you A complement, no doubt. That's very simple. Another way, if you apply De Morgan's law over here, so A and A whole complement will become A complement or A complement, which is actually A complement itself. So hence, this is a NAND gate which is actually giving you an output of a NOT gate. The second gate that, okay, see it once. The second gate that we are going to see is AND gate. Okay, we will perform an operation of AND. Just note it down. So this is not using NAND. Now let's see AND using NAND. Okay, let's see that. Suppose you know for an AND gate operation, if A and B are two input, then operation of AND will be A and B. Okay, if A and B are two input variables, then the operation result of AND will be A and B. Now we have to get A and B with the help of NAND gate. Now imagine if we would have passed like the previous one. So the problem in the previous one was we were having only one input, but here we are having two input. So we can pass them to a NAND gate. Let's see what we get if we pass them to a NAND gate. What is the output over here? So if we are passing A, B to a NAND gate, result will be A and B whole complement. You know that. Result will be this one. Now, what result we are expecting? We are expecting A and B. That means complement of this. We are expecting A and B. I mean to say A and B whole complement will give you A and B itself. So if we will be able to complement this one, we will be able to NOT this one, we will get A and B. Okay. So how we will get the NOT? Do you remember how we are creating NOT gates with NAND? Yes, whatsoever input we are getting, we divide it into two different inputs and pass it to a NAND gate. Now let's see what is the result of this NAND gate or the whole combinational circuit. So this is A and B whole complement. So we are passing to A and B, so a whole complement. So what will be the result here? R will become A and B whole complement. This is and A and B whole complements whole complement. Okay, because both the inputs are A and B whole complement. So this is input 1, this is I1, I2. So this is I1 and this is I2. We are ANDing I1 and I2 and its whole complement. I hope you understood that. Now we know that A and B whole complement and A and B whole complement is going to give you A and B whole complement itself. Whole complement will give you A and B. So I hope you understood. We will pass those two variables as input. In the output of it, we will get A and B whole complement and we will NOT that. But make sure to perform the NOT operation here, we will not use NOT gate. We will use NAND gate to do that. And how we do that? The input that we get for a NOT, we divide that input into two inputs of the NAND gate and we get a NOT over there. So what will be the final output here in R? R will be A and B. So if you are using a NAND gate, you can get an output of AND gate if you will make circuit like this. Okay, so this is getting output as an AND gate using NAND gate. The last elementary gate is an OR gate, and this time we are going to create an OR gate using NAND gate itself. Okay, so let's see an OR gate using NAND gate itself. So you know output of OR is, if A and B are variable, output of it will be A plus B. Output of it will be A plus B. And we know that if we will pass A and B, what output we are getting here? We are getting A complement plus B complement. Right? Individually we have to complement them. Individually. That's the problem. Otherwise you can write it as A and B whole complement also. Both are the same thing. But we want it to be A plus B. That means we cannot directly pass A and B to a single NAND gate. What we need to do? Imagine if we get A complement, somehow if we get A complement and B complement as two input, okay, and we perform a NAND on them, this will be the operation. Okay, if you are not getting like this, suppose there are two input I1 and I2, and we perform a NAND operation on them, so that will become this. Is it okay? Now imagine if I1 is A complement and I2 is B complement. Put the values over here. So that will become A complement and B complement whole complement. Right? Okay. Apply De Morgan's now. So that will become A complements complement plus B complements complement. Involution law. Complementarity law. So it will become A plus B. You got that? So what I am saying, if you want A plus B, the two inputs that you need is A complement and B complement. But the thing is, the input that we are having are simply A and B. So how we can convert A into A complement and B into B complement? You know that we can do it with NAND. So what we will do? We will pass A as two inputs to a NAND. What will be output of this? It will be A complement. Similarly, we will pass B as two input to a NAND. Okay, let it be. So what is the output of this? It will be B complement. Now if we will perform a NAND on these two, A complement and B complement, we will get A plus B. So a NAND operation on these two, and hence you will get the result. So you can check it out. This will be A complement, this will be B complement according to the first NOT gate that we have created. Now both the result we are passing to this NAND. So here it will come A complement and B complement whole complement, which turns out to be A plus B. So hence this is how you can create an OR gate using a NAND gate. So up till now we have seen how we can convert, how we can form, how we can make elementary gates using a NAND gate. And now you must be, this idea must be clear to you why NAND gate is a universal gate. Okay. Now they can ask you to form circuits as well. So I have picked two questions for you. They can ask you, as they will give you a Boolean expression and they will ask you to form a logic circuit diagram, logic gate diagram on it. Not an issue, you can do that, very easy. But if they ask you to do it with universal gate, for example, let's suppose this is a Boolean expression, A and B complement plus A complement and B, A and B complement plus A complement and B. Well, it's clear, it's a XOR gate, XOR gate, we know that. But the question is saying, create this Boolean expression with the help of NAND gate. Okay, with the help of NAND gate. Now, how you are going to do that? See, now we know how to form an OR gate with help of NAND, an AND gate with help of NAND, and NOT gate with help of NAND. So how you are going to convert, or how you are going to make a given Boolean expression, a logic gate diagram for a given Boolean expression using only universal gates, how you are going to do that? So the first step to do it is, actually it's in few steps, almost 3 steps. So the first step of the process is to create a simple a simple logic gate diagram with simple elementary gates. For example, this is the Boolean expression. So I will make a simple logic gate diagram with elementary gates. So here it is saying A and B, and both are available in normal and complement form. So I will create two lines, A and A complement, B and B complement. Okay, and now two and one or. So first of all, first and this is another and. Okay, but we need to pass into them A and B complement. A and B complement. So first we need A. So I am taking A, and second we need B complement. So I am taking B complement. Here A complement and B. So first I will take A complement, and second I will take B. Okay. Now result of these two will be OR together. So I will use OR gate over here, and hence we get a result F1. So this was the first step. Whatsoever Boolean expression is given to you, create a simple logic gate diagram using elementary gates. Okay, now it's clear. Now what's the next step? The next step says that you have to replace each elementary gates with a corresponding NAND gate. For example, you have to replace this AND gate with an AND gate, this AND gate with an AND gate, and this OR gate with an AND gate. Now how will we do that? First of all, let's replace these two AND gates with NAND gates. Okay. So we know these are the two inputs, and how we form a AND gate with a NAND gate? Just with two consecutive NANDs. The first NAND accept both the input, and the result of it is divided into two inputs for the second NAND. Okay. Similarly here also, first NAND, different inputs will be provided to it. Now the output of it will be divided into two inputs for the next NAND. So the result of this, should be ORed together. Okay, result of this should be ORed together. You know that how to perform the OR operation. Okay, you have, these are the two inputs. You know that these are the two inputs. So you have to complement this input and this input, right? And that will be actually one more NAND will be used there. If you remember, okay, let's see OR. A and B were the two OR. So A plus B. So how you were doing it? First of all, this NAND gate for A complement, then this NAND gate for B complement, and then these two with the NAND gate, right? So we have to complement this and this. Okay, that means this task, and then we will NAND them together. Okay, so let's do it. For their complement, here also, and result of them will be NAND together. Now that is the result of F1. So this is how we form the given Boolean expression with help of NAND gates only. I am telling you the steps one more time. First of all, note down the Boolean expression. Create the logic gate diagram of the Boolean expression using your elementary gates. Now replace each elementary gate with the corresponding NAND gate, and you will get the desired result. Okay. Now let's see NOR gate, and let's see how to form elementary gates with help of NOR gates. Again we will form AND, OR and NOT, starting from NOT itself. The first NOR gate. So the first gate that we are going to form with help of NOR gate is a NOT gate. And how to form a NOT gate? It's very simple. We need A complement, right? If A is the input. So we'll pass A to a NOR. Now what will be the output of this? Output of this will be A plus A whole complement, that is A complement. I hope you got it. So it is same as NAND, no difference. The only difference is the symbol. Even if you will pass the same input as two different input to a NAND, you will get its complement. The same thing with NOR, you will get its complement. No change here. The next thing that we need to make is an OR gate. Here I will tell you a hint so that you can remember which gate you will use and how you will use. I will tell you that hint also. But let's create an OR gate with help of NOR gate. So what is the operation of OR? That is A plus B. If these are the two output, two input, A and B are two input, the output will be A plus B. So if we will pass A and B together, imagine if we will pass A and B together, what will be output of this? Output of this will be A plus B whole complement. Right? A plus B whole complement. Now what we need? We need to complement this one more time. If we will complement this one more time, these complements will cancel out each other and result A plus B. We will get that result. Okay. Now the thing is how we are going to complement this one more time. I think you are getting it. We will do this one only. So we will divide this output into two input and two input of another NOR gate. Now output of this will give you A plus B. Right? Now the last gate that we need to form, that is a AND gate. Output of AND gate is A and B. Now we know if we will pass them as two different input A and B, the result that we are getting is A plus B whole complement. That is the result that we are getting. But imagine for a while, imagine if one of the input, if two inputs are passed, I1 and I2, and result of a NOR gate is I1 plus I2 whole complement. Right. Now imagine for a while, if I1 is A complement and I2 is B complement, so this will become A complement plus B complement's whole complement. And if we will solve it, it will become A and B, right? So to get an output of an AND gate, the two input that we need to provide to NOR should be A complement and B complement. So first of all, we need to calculate the complement of two inputs. So that we can do with this concept. So first of all, we need to calculate A complement. So this is A and this is A complement. And then we need to calculate B complement. So this is B complement. Now if we will pass this to another NOR, the result we will get is A and B. Okay, so you have seen NAND gate and we have created our basic elementary gates with help of NAND gate. We have seen NOR gate and we have formed our basic elementary gates with help of NOR gate as well. Okay, now I told you that I will provide you a hint. With that hint, you can easily identify what you have to do. Okay, first of all, if it is needed, if it is required to form a NOT gate, either with NAND or with NOR, what you need to do? You will take one input, divide it into two input and provide it to that corresponding gate, whether it is NAND or it is NOR. In both the cases, you are going to get NOT. Okay. Now, in case we need to calculate OR. If you are forming OR gate with NOR and if you are forming AND gate with NAND, their steps is almost same, their diagram is almost same. Let me tell you. Here I am forming OR with a NOR. So what I am doing? I am NORing or I am performing NOR operation on two variables and the result is again NOR. If I have to form an AND gate with NAND gate, the same thing I will do. I will perform a NAND operation, okay, on two variables, and the result will be divided into two input and a NAND again. So where is the hint? So this is the diagram. Variables, two input variables are provided, result is performed with the same variable. Now this is the diagram, because it is NOR, it is the diagram for OR. And in the same step I will follow with NAND, that will be the diagram for AND. Okay. Now the reverse one. If you are working with NOR, to make an AND, you have to individually complement them and then you have to perform the NOR. And in case of NAND, you are forming an OR gate, you have to individually complement them and then you have to perform the NAND again. Just go through the video, revise it and see whatsoever I told you, okay? Because then only you are going to understand and you are going to perform on it, perform the task. So please revise the video and try to understand the hint what I told you. Now two more questions that we have to, one more question that we have to see. I will provide you a Boolean, I will show you a Boolean expression and I will show you how we are going to create, okay, that logic gate diagram with NOR only. Okay, steps would be same. The Boolean expression that is provided to us, the Boolean expression provided to us, we will actually create a logic gate diagram for it, and then we will convert the logic gate diagram with corresponding NOR gates. So the question is A plus B complement. Okay, question is A plus B complement and A complement plus B, I think, yes, A complement plus B. Now this is the question. Now you have to form logic gate diagram with this, with NOR gate only. Okay, with NOR gate only. Now first of all, I told you create the logic gate diagram with basic elementary gates. So it will be A and A complement, B and B complement. Let's form that line first. Okay, so this is A complement. Now this is your B complement. Now we have to create simple elementary gates first. So two OR operation, one AND operation. So first OR operation, second OR operation. In first OR operation, we are providing A plus B, A and B complement. So we are providing A, first A and then B complement. In this we have to provide A complement plus B, so A complement plus B. So these two OR operations are done. Then the result of these two OR operations will be ANDed together. So I will take their output and I will perform AND operation. So this is our result. So if it is, let's suppose H1, so our result is here H1. Now this is not the answer actually. We have to form this logic gate diagram using NOR only, and you can see we have not used any NOR. We have used elementary gates till now. Now what's the next step in this? Once you have made all the elementary gates, now replace those corresponding elementary gates with the corresponding NOR gate. So you know, to perform NOR or to get OR with help of NOR, what you need to do? We will perform two continuous NOR. First NOR, okay, and then the single result will be divided into two input and another NOR. Now this result will be result of an OR gate. Similarly here also, the first NOR, okay, and the result is divided into two, and the second NOR. Okay, now both the results of NOR should be ANDed. Now how to AND them? You know, we have to first complement them and then we will provide to a NOR. So we will complement them with help of NOR only, and to complement them, okay, one more NOR operation. Here also to complement them, one more NOR operation. And this result will be finally NORed together. Okay. So the hint to solve these questions are, you should know how to form a basic elementary gate with help of these universal gates. Once these things are clear to you, how to form a NOT with NAND and NOR, how to form an AND with NAND and NOR, and how to form a OR with NAND and NOR. If this thing is clear to you, then you can easily convert any Boolean expression. You can make a logic gate diagram of any Boolean expression using universal gates only. Now how you will do that? You will first create the logic gate diagram with elementary gates. Now pick each elementary gate and replace it with corresponding NAND or NOR gate, and your Boolean expression is converted into corresponding logic gate diagram. So in computer hardware chapter, we have discussed about hardware, we have discussed about logic gate diagrams, we have discussed about universal gates as well as elementary gates. We have seen some combinational circuits like half adder, full adder, encoder, decoder, multiplexer. We have seen applications of multiplexer, and we have also seen what are universal gates and why they are universal gates, and how to form any logic gate diagram with help of universal gates. So that's it in your chapter number 2. Now there is one question asked in your board examination from chapter number 1 and 2, that means a mixture of the concept. That is propositional logic based questions with logic gate diagram. Even sometimes we have to perform Karnaugh mapping as well. So in our next lecture, that is lecture number 13, we are going to see that question, and of course one more question related to your arrays. Actually it is not array completely. You have created single dimensional array and two dimensional array in your 11th class. This time we will study how to calculate their addresses. Okay, how to find out address of a specific index, whether it is case of a single dimensional array or it is case of a two dimensional array. How to calculate a specific address. So I picked these two questions as that array based question was going to come, and this question we have already discussed. So in next lecture, these two questions we will see, few exercise questions from computer hardware and from proposition logic we will see. But if we will leave those exercises till now, your concept, your topic, your theoretical concepts related to chapter number 1 and chapter number 2 are over. That means your section A is over. So I hope you will revise them. In case of any query, just click on the link given below and submit your queries along with an image, or note in case you want to actually know what are the next chapters we are going to discuss, that also you can ask in those queries. If you want to note down the notes, you have to note down the notes. It's not like if you want to note down the notes, you have to note down the notes. So link is also given there from where you can get your notes and exercise questions. So please go through that website, school's website. So that's it in today's video lecture. Hope to meet you in the next video lecture. Till then, goodbye and have a nice day.